Hello, welcome to another edition of WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan softball. I'm Alex Drain, joined by Charlie Brigham for game number 2 here today between Michigan and USF. Wolverines just toppled the Florida Gators 11-2 and now are taking on the host USF Bulls here at game 4 that Michigan will play out of 5 this weekend in the USF Rawlings Invitational in Tampa, Florida. Michigan looking to keep that momentum going after a thundering victory over the Gators just a little bit ago. We'll have a different pitcher on the mound for Michigan. Alex Storako went the distance against Florida. It'll be Megan Bobian in the circle today for the Wolverines.
Yeah, absolutely. That last game was exciting to say the least. Wolverines putting up 11 runs, 5 in the first inning against a really good Florida team. They just looked absolutely dominant. Storako came out and did her thing, and the bats didn't stop for the Wolverines.
And Michigan will get ready to go out there as the two teams exchanging their batting orders right now between the coaches and the umpires. Take a look at this USF team. Last year they went 17-4 in American Athletic Conference play, got the auto bid to the NCAAs. They were the number 1 seed in the conference tournament. Conference tournament ended up getting canceled due to weather, so they got into the NCAA tournament by virtue of their record in conference play. They were 31st in RPI, so they were probably going to make it anyway. And you look at the Bulls as a team, not a very good hitting team a year ago, just 244 average as a team. It was the pitching that really got them there. Georgina Korrok, a 1.14 ERA. She takes the circle here today for the Bulls. Anna Marie Bruni, the only hitter for USF to hit over 280 last season. She hit a clean 387, but they had trouble generating power, just 24 home runs in 60 games a year ago. It was all about the defense and pitching for them last season, and they will start in the field here at home today against Michigan.
Yeah, like we said earlier, the Wolverines were hot with their bats all game last game. They're going to look to continue that. Obviously facing a good pitcher in Georgina Korrok. We're going to need production all the way through the lineup. I mean, we have gotten it so far throughout this whole weekend. The bottom of the lineup has come up big. Those 7, 8, 9 slots. We're going to need some more production out of the top of the lineup. Lexi Blair and Julia Jimenez went a combined, I think it was either 0 for 7 or 0 for 8 last game. But that was tough. They hit a lot of balls hard, just hit them right to people. They're going to have to cut down back on that, try and find some gaps.
Have an 0 for 7 with a walk. Those two, they will lead this game off, followed by Lou Allen. Same lineup, only difference, Maddie Uten in for Taylor Bump. Seems to be a third base by Kid right now, a sharing situation between those two players, and Overritis in the field, whereas Jimenez as a designated player. Those two seem to be sharing that job, but at least now 4 games into the season, Michigan seems to have a lineup of sorts that they like. And right now, after scoring 11 runs in the first game today, no real reason to change it at the moment. USF enters this season, or into this game now, at 0-2, kind of surprising 0-2. Georgina Korrok got knocked around in the game on Thursday against Illinois State. Michigan saw that scrappy Illinois State team yesterday. Korrok gave up 6 hits, 3 walks, 7 runs, 4 of them earned in just 2 1/3 innings. USF lost 9-3, and then they dropped to Fresno State last night 3-2. Korrok pitched 2 scoreless innings to close it out. Bulls will need to get some offense going.
Yeah, it's going to be Lexi Blair to lead off in her usual leadoff spot, the lefty. Going to look to get Michigan Wolverines started off here.
Blair will check in the batter's box, and we are about ready to get going here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time for the second game. Blair shows bunt, lays it down right back to Korrok. She's going to throw over. Nice cover there from Piero to get the out. 1 pitch, 1 out, and a 1-4 bunt put out.
I like the play there from Lexi Blair. Trying to pull a fast one on the USF Bulls early. But when you're going to lay down a bunt, you got to get up a line. Bunting right back to the picture is just pretty much a free out for anybody.
Korrok on the rubber. Delivers, and Jimenez hits this one hard, but right to the right fielder, Gore. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Michigan comes up ready to swing, but not able to get any hits here, and Jimenez and Blair stay cold. Now that brings up Lou Allen, who had a magnificent game just a few hours ago. went 2 for 3 with a sacrifice fly as well, single and a homer as Michigan defeated Florida. First pitch to Allen is a little low for ball 1. Korrok did not pitch against Michigan a year ago. She was quite good against the Wolverines 2 years ago when USF beat Michigan 3-2 here in Tampa in 2018. She went 5 1/3, 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 runs. And Allen smokes this one to left, but coming on and making the play is Leistel right there. And wow, a couple hard hit balls in that inning for Michigan, but they go down 1, 2, 3. Good swings, though.
Yeah, it's been the story of the day for Michigan. They've hit the ball hard all day long, but just haven't been able to find the gaps. Been hitting it right to defenders.
And so now Megan Beaubien goes out there. She was very bumpy yesterday against Illinois State and will look to settle back in wearing that pink bandana again. 5 innings yesterday, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 5 walks, 9 strikeouts. It was a very uneven day, but against a USF lineup that has struggled to hit both in the first couple games of this season and really all of last year, she'll look to get in her groove here today.
Yeah, the fans still packed in. The Michigan faithful haven't really moved. Just the right side of the stadium, that's changed colors from blue and orange to green and gold.
USF gets ready to go up there and take some swings. It'll be Anna Marie Bruni leading off, that .387 average a year ago, by far the best on the team. She'll be followed by Leistel and then by Megan Piero. 1, 2, 3 for USF. Sun almost completely set here in Tampa. The entire field is shaded, light posts on, and so we'll get a bit of a taste of night action here today.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten too cold yet. Still feels nice, probably around mid to low 60s. The wind has died down. Yeah, temperature actually right now 70 degrees here in Tampa. Feels like 70 as well.
Yep, it's been, we both have shorts on. It has not been cold at all today. That may change as the weather gets colder and the sun goes down, but so far it's been a beautiful day for some softball. Michigan's got one more game after this one tomorrow against Fresno State at 9 a.m. That'll be the 5th game they play. This one, number 4 on the weekend, opening weekend of the NCAA softball season. And Anna Marie Bruni gets ready to step on in there. Jen Brundage gives the first signs. And with Bruni, traditional slap hitter, infield pulled all the way in. She shows bunt, pulls it back. That one taken a tad high for ball 1. Beaubien trying to buzz it up high and force a pop-up on the bunt. Steve Gold behind home plate, Sally Keller at first, and Tom Meyer at third. The windup, the pitch, it's a chopper over to short. Rodriguez gets to it. She's not going to have any play. Bruni gets down the line so quickly, and she gets on to lead off the game.
Yeah, Rodriguez got to that ball fast, but it just had gone so high up in the air off the initial slap, bounced over Maddie Uten's head. It was just a tough play for Rodriguez to make.
Yep, Bruni scampers down the line in a hurry. Now Brooke Leistel comes on up. Leistel, a 191 hitter a year ago. Everybody playing in again. She shows bunt and slaps it foul. It bounces off the netting and over to the third base coach.
Third base coach
USF.
showing off the hands over there.
Yeah, heads up play. Grabs it out of the air. 0-1 the count. Beaubien checks the wristband. Hits the ball in the glove. The windup. The 0-1 up high, 1-1. You take a look at Michigan this season. They have now seeded 7 runs on the year, 4 of them solo home runs. But this USF team, not a ton of power in their bats, and these first 2 hitters, both slappers. 1-1 coming, slapped over to Uten, gets to it. Quick play, not in time, and now 2 runners are aboard. Both really soft hit balls in the infield, but put a ton of pressure on that Michigan defense, and now they're going to have to work around some things here. Piero coming up.
Yeah, 2 infield singles. Nothing the Michigan defense can really do there. They made the right play. They made good plays. Just USF able to beat it out.
Yep, putting them in the right spots and using their speed thus far. 2 hits in this inning. Neither have even gotten parallel to the base paths. The infield still drawn in. Piero at the plate. Lines her bat up, pulls it back, takes strike one.
Nice pitch there by Beaubien to get ahead in this count.
Piero, 261 hitter last season. 0-1 pitch, lines the bat up, shows bunt again, and jabs at it. Strike two, 0-2.
Great job by Beaubien getting up 0-2 in this count, taking away that bunt option now. She's going to make Megan Piero swing.
0-2 count. Uten looks over at Beaubien, checks the wristband. Now we'll see if she is going to try a bunt one more time or if she's going to take her cuts. 0-2 coming. That one floats up high. Carson does a good job to get down and stop it after it had dribbled out of her glove. One, two count. Beaubien peers in there, ball in the glove. The windup, the 1-2. Check swing. Did not go. I guess it was off the plate. Looked pretty good to a lot of the crowd who wanted that call.
Looked good from up here. Check swing looked like she might have gone as well, but count does even out to 2-2. Beaubien checking her wristband again as she steps back into the circle.
The windup, the 2-2 coming, swing and a foul right at us, and it rolls down the netting and pops on down. Beaubien gets the ball back in the glove. This is a bit of a longer at-bat after a couple balls put quickly in play on the first two hitters. This USF team all about speed and defense and pitching. Leistel on first, Bruni on second. That one fouled off herself. And we'll stay 2-2. Beaubien swings her arm around, pulls the wristband up, steps on the rubber, looks over in the dugout. 2-2 the count. The windup and the pitch. Off speed, down in the zone, checked her swing, did not go. That was a pretty good pitch. Really made Piero think about it.
Yeah, Piero wanted to chase that one real bad. Good discipline, though, to hold that swing back. It's going to bring the count to full 3-2.
Big at-bat right here. Beaubien needs a first out. Managed with two runners aboard and no one out in this bottom of the first. Full count coming. Swing and a foul tip back to the screen. Bethany Keene on deck.
USF doing a good job of making Megan Beaubien throw here. Rack up her pitch count as high as you can early. Force her to get out of this game.
3-2 count. Long at bat. The windup, the pitch, fouled on back. You look at USF, they hit 24 homers a year ago. 5 of them were from Macy Cook, and 8 of them from Lindsay Devitt, neither of which on the roster this season. And so that's over half your home runs gone. You can really see how this offense is tilting towards aggression on the base path. 3-2 count. Beaubien will do it again. The pitch right down the middle, called strike 3.
Nice pitch by Beaubien there. You can see she's amped up in the circle. Glad to get that first strikeout out of the way.
Yeah, and Piero saw it all the way and just started heading on back to the dugout. She knew exactly what had happened right there. So that'll bring up Bethany Keene. Keene was the number 2 hitter by average on the USF team a year ago, 277. 4 home runs was good enough for tied third on the team. First pitch taken a little outside. You can see perhaps Beaubien a little bit more comfortable to face hitters who aren't trying to just slap it and put it in play, has more room to work. But still 2 runners on and 1 out, no score in the bottom of the first. .1-0 coming, called strike on the outer edge. Steve Gold goes up with the right hand.
Nice pitch there by Beaubien, keeping that one down in the zone. Not letting Keene get anything she can really turn on.
1-1 count. Haven't seen much indication the runners are going to try a double steal at all. 1-1 coming off speed. The changeup floats a tad high, 2-1.
That one just missed inside for Beaubien.
It was a 9-pitch at bat to get Piero on strikes. Now 2-1 count on Keene. The windup, the pitch, just off the plate outside.
Yeah, every time Beaubien's missed so far, it hasn't been by much. She's been trying to paint the corners, trying to paint the edges. Hasn't gotten it quite dialed in yet, but once she does, it will be deadly.
3-1 count. The pitch, swing and a foul. Corkscrews off to the side, and it drops down the mesh netting. Now count runs full on another batter, trying to get another big strikeout after putting the first 2 on. Both were soft singles in the infield. USF weaponizing their legs here in this game.
That's a good cut by Bethany Keene. She read that fastball all the way. It was just a little bit behind it, though.
Now she crouches down to line the bat up with the arm angle. 3-2 coming, liner right to Uten, taps the bag 1, throw across the diamond for 2.
Nice
That's
play.
a 5-3 double play. And after USF puts a couple runners on, Michigan gets out with no score, headed to the second.
Great defensive play there by Uten to get Michigan out of that one without any harm being done.
A pretty hard hit ball. And again, as you had mentioned, a little late swing from Keene, just poked it over to Uten, who then stepped on the bag, made the play. And for a USF team that has struggled to score this season and last, that was a big opportunity to try to get a couple of runs early in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. They call third base the hot corner for a reason. That ball came scorching in towards Maddie Uten. One advantage of playing USF right here on their home field is that we get a little bit more entertainment, get some music going between innings, get some things going on the Jumbotron.
The USF Bulls have got the gold tops with the green sleeves, green pants, and green socks, green visors as well. Very green-heavy uniform with the exception of the gold and the green lettering as well. Michigan will have Wolverines, Uten, and Carson out there. Korrok did not throw many pitches in that first inning. 4 pitches, in fact. Michigan hit a couple really hard, but they dropped into the glove of fielders. You could tell Michigan comes up there ready to swing. Wolverines waves and misses on that first one. The third baseman, Hartman, is playing really in at third, which is a little strange. Wolverines not one to bunt very often, and she's got to be ready to play her position if one is scolded that direction. 0-1 coming. Morgan lays off and takes it down and away, 1-1.
Yeah, good eye there by Wolverines, leaving that one down in the zone. Steps back into the box after taking her practice cuts.
1-1 coming. She's out in front of it and strokes it to right field, tailing towards the wall, and it gets out in foul territory. Long run for the right fielder, Riley Gore, and she watched it go over the wall, but to the right of the foul pole. Wolverines just trying to get her timing down right now. She was out in front of that changeup, thought it was a fastball. 1-2 fouls that one off, and it comes and lands in the hands of Abby Skvars. It's a couple high fives from her teammates down there. You can tell Michigan really excited to be playing this game. A lot of energy right now.
Yeah, they've got great team chemistry and just energy as a whole in the dugout's been on a high all weekend.
1-2. Ooh, just a little high and outside. Tight call there from Steve Gold.
Yeah, that one's a little close to leave. Luckily for Michigan, it leans their way. It's going to bring the count to 2-2 as Korrok sets back up for this pitch.
Uten waiting on deck. 2-2 coming. Wolverines out in front of it again, and she loops it foul. The catcher, Ledbetter, not able to get up and snag it. Korrok steps back on the rubber, adjusts her jersey, now gets ready to wind up, deliver A 2-2 again. And Overritis spanks this one right to first base, though. Keene gets down and makes the play again. Hard hit ball off a Michigan bat. Not finding the spot right now, but it's about the process, not the results.
Yeah, exactly. Story Michigan's day all day. They've been hitting really hard hit balls. Keene was playing very deep behind first base there. It's going to bring up
Maddie Uten gets ready to step in. Third baseman, batting lefty. First time we've seen her today. First pitch rises high. Uten and Bump are sharing that third base position for the moment. Doing a chant down in the dugout for Uten as Korrok spins the ball. 1-0 coming. Uten pops it up foul right at us, rolls off the netting, and it will drop down on top of the USF dugout, 1-1. Looks like Fresno State and Georgia State down there.
Sharing the bleachers with a couple Michigan fans.
Yep. In the left field area, 1-1 coming. Uten cuts and misses. Fresno State doing batting practice right now. Georgia State's all warmed up. They're just sitting and watching. Florida's done for the day. They've gone home. Michigan will have one more game tomorrow against Fresno. Pitch right down the middle, and Uten watches it for a called strike 3, 2 outs.
You could tell just by her reaction. She knew as soon as that pitch went by that it was going to be a called strike 3.
Yep, froze just ever so slightly, and now Hannah Carson will get ready to step in. Hoganrod on deck if necessary with 2 outs. Korrok's retired the first 5 she's faced. Has given up some hard contact, though. Michigan needs to stay aggressive. First pitch rises a little high. Just a tiny bit of sun peeking out behind the tree line. And that one is hit hard by Carson to left field, but backing up at the warning track is Leistel, and she makes the play. 2 more hard hit balls in this inning, but still a 1-2-3 result. Michigan, good swings. No results right now. We go to the bottom of the second, tied at 0.
Yeah, that's 2 1-2-3 innings in a row for the Michigan Wolverines. Can't be having that. You're never going to put up any runs that way.
Yep, but it's all about, again, just staying aggressive because Michigan, they're not swinging at bad pitches right now. Just not finding the spots at the moment, but have to stay aggressive in this game. Probably going to be a low-scoring one given the nature of the way USF plays, and that's why it's so big for Megan Beaubien to keep doing her thing.
Exactly. Beaubien coming back into the circle now, set to take her second inning of action.
Michigan doing their infield, outfield warm-ups. The Bulls will have 5, 6, 7, Epperson, Gore, and Hartman here in the bottom half of the second. They got the first 2 runners on in the first, both soft tappers in the infield that they allowed their speed of Bruni and Leistel to reach first base. This is a decently senior-heavy, certainly upper-class-heavy USF Bulls lineup. 4 seniors in the starting lineup, 3 juniors, and just 2 sophomores. No freshmen starting for USF today as Epperson gets ready to step in. It's been an experienced team. They made the NCAA tournament last year. They actually beat South Carolina in their first game, then lost to Florida State, and then South Carolina were eliminated in the double elimination regional, but still a solid year nonetheless. They've been a perennially pretty good program over the last number of years as Carson goes out to chat to Beaubien.
Yeah, for a second I thought you had gotten the names wrong there, but then I realized all of USF's uniforms say South Florida on the back.
Yep. First pitch high from Beaubien. You look at USF, they made the tournament last year, made it in 2018 and in 16. That's 3 of the last 4 years, and 5 of the last 7, 6 of the last 8. 1-0 Epperson waves and misses 1-1, and that's why Michigan likes to come down and play this tournament. Not just do they get Florida, but USF's always a pretty solid team under Ken Erickson, now over 20 seasons as the head coach of the Bulls.
Yeah, that and you get the nice weather. It's snowing and cold in Ann Arbor right now, so.
1-1, a little inside, 2-1. Bobian definitely nibbling at the edges so far. But it's mostly hit her spots, just has been squeezed a little bit. When she's missed badly, it's been high, and that's only happened a couple times today. 2-1 count. The wind-up and the pitch. There's a called strike. 2-2. Epperson last season had just 16 at-bats, was 1 for 16. One single out of those 16 at-bats. 4 strikeouts. Did draw 6 walks, though, for a .318 on base. 2-2 coming. A little outside, 3-2.
Bobian really trying to stay away from the middle of that plate, trying to paint the corners.
Well, definitely seems like a point of emphasis after Michigan giving up some home runs in these first 3 games. 3-2 count. Takes aside the pitch. Epperson hits it over to third. Uten gloves it. Will throw across the diamond for the out. 1 gone.
Fumbled with it a little bit in her glove there, but the arm strength enough to balance that out. Nice play there by Uten.
Riley Gore will now step up. Gore, bit of a tale of 2 seasons last year. She hit just 135, 7 for 52, but of those 7 hits, 4 were home runs. So a lot of power in this bat for Riley Gore, but 16 strikeouts in 52 at-bats, about a 30% strikeout clip. An all-or-nothing power hitter. And there's a called strike.
Yeah, this is an instance where painting the corners will be really beneficial for Michigan. Like you said, a power hitter like Riley Gore, you don't want to leave her anything over the middle of the plate that she can drive.
0-1 count. She swings and hits this one high in the sky to right field, tailing towards the fence, and it will drop in foul ground. Gonzalez couldn't quite get to it. Now it's 0-2. Bobian now has some room to work, throw off a little bit. Carson puts the mask back on. USF's got a handful of players down in their bullpen taking some practice swings, trying to stay loose. They waited a long time through that Michigan-Florida game, and they were here even when that one began. 0-2 off speed, got her.
Nice pitch by Bobian. There is the iconic changeup coming in. Only at 51 miles an hour, huge difference in speed.
Yeah, just fluttering over the plate, and Gore frozen. That brings up Brooke Hartman now with 2 gone. Bobian's retired 4 in a row, rather, credited for 5 outs because one of those a double play. Starting to settle in a little bit. She faces Hartman here. That one grounded right over to third. Uten gloves it, throws across the diamond for the out. A 1-2-3 inning for Megan Bobian. We go to the third. No score in Tampa.
Yeah, it's been going kind of quick here. Neither team able to really do anything offensively. As we are set to go into the top of the third, still scoreless.
Well, there haven't been too many low-scoring, tight, quick games this weekend. Michigan's put up 6, 5, and 11 runs through these first 3 games. Been a good show of hitting so far, but now facing a more defensive team in South Florida. And this kind of game is always tough because you think about 2 years ago, Michigan played a really tight game against Florida and emotional and just seemed dead. Came out and lost 3-2 to the Bulls. And then, this year it's kind of the reverse. You get a really huge win, a statement win over a team you've struggled to beat. It's about keeping that intensity high. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Michigan seems to have kept that intensity so far. They've been playing very well. They don't have any hits yet, but every ball that they have made contact with has been a hard hit ball. And in terms of the defensive end, no errors yet. The only 2 hits USF has are on 2 infield singles where both plays were made very well. Runners just beat them out.
So Michigan will get 7, 8, 9. Hoganrod, Gonzalez, and Rodriguez here. Hoganrod, we named the player of the game in the Florida game after having a pair of doubles and a huge, huge catch at the wall off of Kendall Lindemann. Hoganrod digs in and will face Korrok. Just 15 pitches through 2 innings. Michigan has liked what they've seen and have hit it hard, just haven't found the gaps yet. His first pitch is a ball.
Yeah, Hoganrod's been playing very well as of late. Bat's been red hot. Going to look to keep that going here in this last game today against USF, sorry.
Korrok winds up, and Hoganrod hits that one right over to third. Gloved there, throw across the diamond by Hartman for the first out. That's probably the softest hit ball we've seen him play today. It's right into the dirt.
Yeah, besides those few slap hits that are meant to be soft, that one really just came off the end of her bat awkwardly.
Now that'll bring up Thais Gonzalez. Thais reached on a pair of errors, was 0 for 4. Or 0 for 3 rather, than Essman came in for the 4th at-bat in that 8 spot against Florida. Called strike on the outer edge. 0-1. Stepping back in is Gonzalez. 0-1 the count. That one, a strike at the letters, 0-2.
That one seemed to ride a little bit high, but it's going to get called for a strike. 0-2 count here. Gonzalez might want to just keep her weight back and swing at this one.
0-2 count. Man, that one looked like the exact same pitch. And that time it was a ball.
I think it might have been the exact same pitch, just this time Gonzalez was down and in her stance, strike zone, squeezed a little bit.
1-2 count. And she swings and misses. That's going to be a strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Korrok. 8 up, 8 down to begin this one. And now Rodriguez goes up there. Michigan kind of feeling out the USF pitcher.
Yeah, Michigan's going to need to get something going here. Rodriguez, the switch hitter, coming up right-handed for this at-bat.
Rodriguez stands in the back of the batter's box. Infield playing pretty deep for a slap hitter. Only really the corners are pulled in. There's a called strike.
Korrok takes her time, spins the ball in her right hand, and steps back into the circle, ready to deliver the 0-1.
That's a called strike. That seemed a little high on the shorter Rodriguez. But now 0-2 just like that.
Korrok has been dominating lately. So far in this game, 1-2-3 innings to start the game. First 2 up in this inning came up and then sat right back down.
And Natrod follows it back to the screen. You take a look at that game a couple of years ago with Korrok. A lot has changed in the Michigan lineup. Thais Gonzalez, Rodriguez, and Uten were the 3 still in the lineup to play in that game. Hoganrod pinch ran, did not get an at-bat. There's a pitch high, 1-2. Other pinch substitutions, Abby Skvars, who we may see at some point, was 1 for 1. Nikki Wald pinch ran. Amanda Vargas was 0 for 1. Some names from the past. 1-2 count. Korrok spins the ball in the right hand and delivers. Ooh, just a little higher outside, I guess.
Yeah, that one looked a little outside. A fan definitely thought it was a strike, though.
Yeah, one fan quite loudly yelled, "See ya!" And Steve Gold did not ring up Rodriguez. 2-2 count. Off balance swing fouls it back.
Nice job here by Natalia Rodriguez making Korrok throw. That's going to be huge for Michigan. Korrok's been dominating so far in this game, like we said, but making her throw, getting her out of this game as soon as possible is going to be a big factor.
2-2 count. And Rodriguez fouls it back. Michigan looking for their first base runner of the ball game. Have come out ready to swing, have gotten pitches over the plate. Here on the Donaldson deck at the USF Softball Stadium in Tampa, Florida.
Yep, sun is setting lower and lower.
It's about to really become a legitimate night game. 2-2 on the way. Check swing. Ball down and in. The crowd on that USF side really riled up right now.
Yeah, they are really unhappy with that call. Full count here, though. 2 outs for Natalia Rodriguez.
3-2. Well, what's really odd is that those first 2 strikes definitely seemed like balls, even more ball than some of these have been. And there's ball 4. Rodriguez goes on down in the crowd, angry about that. Lexi Blair to come on up. But now we get the second time through the order for Michigan. They have to see if they decide to be a bit more patient or if they're going to just keep swinging early in the counts if they get stuff they like.
I mean, this top of the lineup, they went 1-2-3, but they hit the ball very hard in their first times up.
Yep. Blair laid a bunt down and was thrown out at first, back to lead off the game, looking to get going here today. Rodriguez down in the track stance, and she's going. Quick throw on down, not going to be close. And she slides in with a stolen base. Michigan's got a runner in scoring position now if Lexi Blair can put a ball in the outfield. Blair at the plate with 2 outs and Jimenez on deck. Michigan trying to get a 2-out rally much like they did in the first inning against Florida earlier.
Michigan with real potential to put up a number here.
There's a called strike on the outer edge, 1-1. It was a ball on the first pitch of the at-bat.
As I was saying, though, Lexi Blair, one of Michigan's strongest hitters. She has a runner in scoring position. Potential to put up a number here to start off the scoreboard.
Now they adjusted to 0-2. Thought they had called a ball on that first one. There's a foul tip into the glove. That'll be a strike 3. And so Michigan will strand 1 at second. That's their first left on base of the game, and we will go to the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, still scoreless here through 2.5.
Ledbetter, Maldonado, and Bruni coming up here in the bottom of the 3rd. Megan Bobian goes back out there. She got a 1-2-3 inning in the second herself. You feel the game, this is going to be a close game.
Yeah, temperature cooling down a little bit here in Tampa. Probably cooled down a little bit from that 70 degrees we had going earlier, but fans haven't seemed to leave yet. They're still here, devoted to their team. Yep, temperatures dropped down to 66. Continue to drop down a little lower tonight. Sun has almost completely set. We're going to have a pretty eventful night game coming up here as this game is still close through 2.5 innings. If you are just tuning in, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to WCBN coverage of Michigan softball here on WCBN, or here on the WCBN YouTube channel. You can check out any of our past broadcasts by going to the videos tab. Or if you want to follow us and make sure you don't miss a broadcast at all, you can click that little notification bell and be notified anytime we go live.
Subscribe as well, also on Twitter at WCBN Sports. Continued to broadcast this weekend through a iPhone hotspot because of issues with the USF Wi-Fi not liking our encoding software, but we found a way, improvising and all.
When there's a will, there's a way.
So first pitch as we begin this 3rd inning is a Ted inside to Aubrey Ledbetter, the catcher.
It's a good miss there by Bobian, not too far off.
1-0 the count. Wind up, and Ledbetter hits that one right over to 3rd. Uten's been busy tonight. She makes the play for the first out.
Hot corner's been getting pounded throughout these first couple innings.
And that's now 4 of the last 5 outs being 5-3 putouts, including that double play. And now the 9-hitter, Desiree Maldonado, comes up. Desiree spelled D-E-Z-A-R-A-E. Definitely a unique spelling right there.
Yep, sporting number 0.
First pitch, she lines it over to second. Diving play by Overitis. Didn't have to dive very much, really more just onto her knees as she extends for the out, and just like that, 2 gone.
Yeah, that ball kind of tailed away from Overitis. She ran up to catch that one, and then as it was tailing away, forced that dive last second.
And now we get back to the top. Anna Marie Bruni, infield single, her first time up, got down to second, but was stranded there. Actually was technically erased on a double play, which does not count as a stranded runner, but regardless, she's at the plate now, infield drawn in. Lightning quick down the line. First pitch, she strokes it over to second, Overitis to it. Quick play there, and that is a lightning fast inning for the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're Megan Bobien, gotta love to see that. Get out there, throw a couple pitches, go back down, get to sit and rest for a minute. Michigan defense showing just how elite it's been so far.
And very sound on the fundamentals. Since we last broadcast yesterday, we got into some more adversity after we returned to the hotel. If you followed our broadcasts on Friday, we noted that we had checked into the hotel while the power at the hotel was out, which meant a manual check-in, and it did not get entered into their computer that we were guests at the hotel. So the cleaning service came into the hotel room and apparently just ignored the fact that it was very clearly there were guests in the hotel room and treated it like guests had checked out and just abducted all of our stuff into plastic bags, which were held in
some back storage closet.
I just don't know how you go in that room and just see clothes in the dresser and just...
I don't know. If you missed it, after this half inning, I'll give you a quick breakdown of our travel story so far. But it's been eventful, to say the least.
We did end up getting most of the stuff back.
Lost our toothbrushes, though. R.I.P. to my toothbrush.
So we start now in the fourth inning. Jimenez at the plate. Juju, Allen, and Overitis here to begin the fourth. Michigan, no hits so far, just one walk from Natalia Rodriguez. Jimenez flew out to deep right her first time up. Takes that one down and away now, 2-0.
Jimenez has shown great discipline at the plate so far this weekend throughout these three first games.
Jimenez taps the plate, cocks it over the right shoulder. 2-0 on the way, watches it sail for a strike on the outside edge.
That's a good pitch to lay off if you're Jimenez. 2-0 count, all you want is a fastball for hitter's count. You get the off speed, just let it go by.
2-1 count. Watches another off-speed one ride for a strike, 2-2. A blueberry sky to the east and a bit of a touch of lemon right above the tree line to the west. Jimenez takes the 2-2 for a ball, 3-2.
Like I said, great plate discipline by Jimenez. Has shown a great eye up there. Has been known to be able to decipher the bad ones from the good ones. Has worked her way back to a 3-2 count.
Allen waiting on deck. No out, leading off the fourth. And Jimenez lines this one right back up the middle. Diving play at second. Flip over is not going to be in time. That's an infield single. Piero, a valiant job to keep that ball in the infield, but no real play. Michigan's got their first hit of the ball game, and they have the leadoff runner on here in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, just great placement on that one by Juju. No, there was no chance of her getting out on that, really.
Now Lou Allen steps up to the plate as the Lou chants from the Michigan faithful. Sound. Lou
Lou's
Allen
been showing off her power all weekend.
Yeah, she swings and hits this one into left field. That one will go for a long, hard single. Absolutely smoked, but because it went to left field, all that can really happen is Jimenez move up to second. But now Michigan finally got a couple hard hit balls to reward them with hits. And
like
now
we said,
scoring opportunity for Maddie Uten.
Like we said, Lou showing off her power.
Overitis, rather.
That ball might not have gone too far, but it got there in a hurry.
2 on, no out for Overitis. She takes a strike one. Overitis in the batter's box, Uten on deck. Michigan finally got a couple hits in this inning. They have 2 on, looking to seize the lead. This is the first time this season they have not scored in the first inning. 0-1 coming. That one, I guess, a little high. 1-1.
Yeah, a little high and outside maybe.
Now there's that Michigan fan who snagged 2 softballs in the game earlier. He's still out there walking around in foul ground. 1-1 coming. Overitis takes it outside. 2-1.
Yeah, he's out there putting in hard work. Get that kid a paycheck or like a bag of Skittles or something. I don't know. He's doing too much work not to be paid.
2-1 the count. And Overitis clocks this one foul out in front of it. 2-2. Morgan, her first time up, hit a hard ground ball to first. It was snagged there by Keene, who tapped the bag unassisted. 2-2 the count. At the very least, you're looking for a productive out to move Jimenez up to third. But no one out in the inning. The windup, the pitch, that one popped up, arcing foul. That will get out of play and land in the netting pretty much in front of us. And now it drops in to the glove of Hartman. Carol Hutchins wearing a yellow sweatshirt down there at third base. She's changed, taken off the visor, put on sweatpants instead of the cargo shorts she was in earlier. Bonnie Thole still wearing shorts.
Yeah,
over at
temperature
first
has
base.
dropped down a little bit.
2-2 coming. Overitis swings, hits this one over to short. They're going to go to second one, relay to first, not in time. That'll go down as a fielder's choice. Productive out, moves the runner up, and now Michigan got runners on the corners, 1 out for Uten.
Yeah, good slide there by Lou Allen, breaking up that double play.
And now Korrok in a bit of a jam, trying not to give Michigan the lead here in the top of the 4th. No runs on 2 hits for Michigan, no runs on 2 hits for the Bulls, but Wolverines now have the best scoring chance of the day. First time any team has put a runner on third, and only 1 out. If Uten can put it in the outfield, Jimenez has got pretty quick wheels. First pitch, Uten takes it up high.
Yeah, Michigan's sliding has been fantastic so far. It's a skill that goes really undernoticed and underappreciated. But like on that play, Lou Allen breaking up that double play, and there have been a couple chances where, or a couple times rather, where Michigan has scored based strictly on them sliding to the back corner of the bag, getting away from the catcher's tag.
1-0 coming, check swing, went around. 1-1, definitely still the chance if the ball gets away from Ledbetter, Jimenez could score on a wild pitch as well. Michigan dugout cheering on their senior leader. They're there in the batter's box.
With Jimenez's wheels on third base, you got to think any ball on the right side of the infield is going to score.
1-1 swing and a miss by Uten, 1-2.
Anything to the outfield, definitely.
Madison Uten wearing number 7, her 4th and final season for Michigan softball. Been a pretty consistent starter over the last 2 seasons. Now battling for that third base spot with Taylor Bump, and a big moment here. 1-2 count, she swings and misses, and they'll do a double steal attempt. No throw down. Overitis moves up. Now runners on second and third, 2 outs. Hannah Carson to the plate. Carson, big hit back in the first inning of the game earlier today against Florida. Could get a big single here, could score 2. Put Michigan on top. She digs in the batter's box. The windup, the first pitch coming to Carson is a called strike on the outer edge. USF crowd trying to get loud and help Korrok escape this inning.
Yeah, Uten has a real chance to get Michigan up early in this game. Korrok's been so good lately, but 2 runners in scoring position for the Wolverines. We have to capitalize.
0-1 coming to Carson. That one a little outside, 1-1. Carson in the earlier game against the Gators had that single in the first inning. Then fielder's choice, pop out to short, and a strikeout looking, 1 for 4. And now a conversation in the circle. Yesterday against Illinois State, she went 2 for 3 with a walk. And in the first game of the season, Overitis was 1 for 4. It's been a pretty solid year so far here in this weekend. Anna Carson up there at the plate. It's this long meeting in the circle. Korrok now finally working. She got through those first 2 innings in just 15 pitches. Michigan's made her work a lot harder here in this inning. Now looking to their catcher to get him a big knock. Wolverines on second. Jimenez on first. Jimenez singled, Allen singled, fielder's choice, but runners on the corner. Strikeout from Uten, but a steal moving up. Wolverines on the play. 1-1 count.
Yeah, it's real first adversity that Korrok has faced so far in this game. Like you said, she kind of breezed through those first 2 innings.
1-1 coming. Carson takes it down and in. Haley Hogenrod is on deck. 2-1 count.
Good job by Carson there, laying off that pitch in the dirt. You looked like she wanted it. She had the hips squared up, but decided to lay off. Good call there.
2-1 the count. The windup, the pitch, she fouls it off herself. 2-2.
That one looked like it hurt. Quick walks away and tries to shake that one off. And a step back in the box.
This game had been speeding along. It slowed down a little bit here in the top of the 4th as Michigan is threatening. Runners on second and third. 2-2 count. 2 outs. The top of the 4th of a scoreless tie between Michigan and USF. Korrok winds up. Delivers the pitch. Line into the diving glove of a shortstop. Throw across the diamond's not going to be in time. Michigan takes a 1-0 lead on an infield single. But a diving effort from Maldonado saved a second run.
Yeah, it's a great piece of hitting there by Hannah Carson. Just puts it up the middle where nobody can get to it in time. Allows for Jimenez to score. And Wolverines gets on over towards third base.
Clutch knock there from Carson puts Michigan up 1-0. And Hogenrod, chance to do more. Runners on the corners. You have to think Michigan will try a double steal just to move another runner into scoring position during the course of this at-bat. May happen on the first pitch.
Yeah, if I'm Michigan, I love to see Haley Hogenrod in this position. She's been red hot all day today. Racked up 2 doubles, or 3 doubles rather, I think, in that first game.
First pitch called strike. Hogenrod, another senior in this lineup. Her and Uten, the only 2 seniors in the Michigan lineup in this game. Actually, no, 3 with Thais Gonzalez.
The taunts from the USF side of the field have quieted down a little bit since Michigan scored.
0-1 high, 1-1. Weird how that happens.
Yeah. Very odd indeed.
Hogenrod steps out of the batter's box, adjusts the batting gloves, now steps back in. Wolverines down there at third, Carson at first. The windup, the 1-1 is up high, 2-1. Michigan has seized a 1-0 advantage here in the top of the 4th, but looking for more. Making a very good pitcher in Georgina Korrok work here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, Hogenrod has had a tendency to be able to find these gaps in the outfield. She has Carson on first base, not the speediest, but if she can put one out there, Carson may have an opportunity to score all the way from first.
2-1 coming, nice off-speed pitch for a called strike on the outer edge. Froze Hogenrod there. Now over 50 pitches on the game for Korrok, still in a very good spot to go the distance in this one.
Yeah, Hogenrod didn't seem like she liked that one, didn't want the off-speed on the outside corner, but she's going to have to get out after anything close here with 2 strikes.
2-2 coming, just inside. That's a gutsy take. Seemed belt level, but just a tad inside, and now the heckling of home plate umpire Steve Gold happens again from the USF faithful here in their home stadium.
Yeah, that one looked good. Carson with even more of a chance to score all the way from first now. She's going to be going on this pitch.
3-2 is low, and Hogenrod draws a walk. Bases loaded now for Thais Gonzalez.
Korrok looking a little shaken up here. She absolutely dominated those first 2 innings with 2 1-2-3s, and then 2 outs right away in the third as well.
Yep, she got the first 8 batters down in a pretty quick amount of time, and Carol Hutchins going to let Thais Gonzalez go up there and swing. We've seen Abby Skvar's pinch hit at some different points in this weekend in these kinds of positions, but she's trusting a senior outfielder right here. Thais takes the first one for a called strike at the letters. 1-0 Wolverines on top. The sacks are packed, and an opportunity to make it a bit more comfortable of a lead to hand to Megan Beaubien.
Gonzalez showing bunt and pulling back, just getting the bat leveled up.
0-1 swing and a miss, 0-2.
Awkward swing on that one. She just looked way behind.
Yeah, a little late on a 64-mile-an-hour fastball from Korrok.
If I'm Korrok, I don't dance around with any off-speed here. I'm going right at Thais Gonzalez.
To make the outfielder swing the bat. 0-2 coming, fouled back. Half swing, just got a piece.
There is Korrok coming right at her with that fastball. Gonzalez couldn't really do anything with it, just try to put a bat on it at the last second to foul it away. Lived to fight another day.
0-2 count.
Two out of the three Michigan base runners in the track stance on first and second.
0-2 coming, and Gonzalez swings and misses. Michigan will leave them loaded in the top of the fourth, but they do get a run in on a big infield single from Hannah Carson. They give Megan Beaubien a 1-0 edge as we go to the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, the silver lining in that is that Michigan did end up scoring a run, but against a great pitcher like Korrok, you can't leave runners stranded, especially three runners on base.
And now, headed to the bottom of the fourth, Megan Beaubien has been cruising recently. She's retired 8 in a row. And we now have Sweet Caroline in the ballpark, an old favorite of the crew that predated us, Morris Fabry and Jeremy Parks. Been listening most of this weekend here in the USF Softball Stadium. We've been playing for just about an hour. Game started at 5:45. At 6:40, this one finally making good time after a lot of long games.
Yeah, quick update on our little travel story I told everybody I'd give them. Our flight waited on the runway for a long time before we took off. While we were on the plane, they started washing it, which was strange. And then as we got in the air, we had to take an alternative route, which left us in the air for about an hour and a half longer than expected. The flight was bumpy as everything. At one point, the stewardess came over the intercom and said, "I hope you guys like roller coasters." It was an eventful trip, and then as we got back, a monsoon came down as we were getting out of dinner. It was all sorts of crazy.
The hotel had no power as a transformer had blown out. Bottom of the fourth, first pitch from Beaubien. Just a tad outside, facing another slapper in Leistel. Was able to reach on an infield single her last time up. Defense drawn in. Beaubien checks the wristband. Uten playing very close in at third. Leistel hits that one right back to the circle. Beaubien picks it up, flips it over, and gets her by a step.
That's a nice play there by Beaubien. A little bit of an awkward play for a lefty, having to turn her hips all the way back around and make that throw over to first. But nice play nonetheless. It's going to bring up Piero again. The lefty, number 26.
Again, Piero in the batter's box. No batting gloves, old fashioned. And she takes a ball a little high, 1-0. Piero struck out looking. That was with 2 on and none out for a big first out in that first inning. That's the last time Beaubien has really had any kind of stressful situations. He's been cruising 9 in a row. Sat down by the Michigan lefty. 1-0 is down and in, 2-0. She gets the ball received from Carson. So like we mentioned yesterday during the Illinois State game, we learned in the preseason interviews that Beaubien and Carson were travel ball teammates back in the day. Won a travel ball national title together. 2-0 coming, called strike.
Seemed to be the exact same pitch of that last one, but I'll take it.
Carson's done a really nice job framing this weekend. Haven't seen her use a bunch of the other aspects of defense. Her blocking's been pretty good, hasn't had to throw it much at all. But fundamentals look sound. 2-1 coming, called strike, 2-2.
Yeah, no need to frame there. Carson just sticks that one in the middle of the zone for a called strike.
Steve Gold goes up with the right hand. Count 2-2, 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Beaubien steps off. Hops back on the rubber. The windup, the 2-2 is a little high, 3-2. Bobian's now just crossed 40 pitches in a really good position right now. Feels in total command of this game.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. She looks a lot more confident, a lot more in control than she did in her appearance yesterday.
She went 5 innings against Illinois State, surrendering 4 runs. 3-2 coming just outside, and that's going to be a ball 4 right on the edge. That's a good pitch.
Yeah, Piero seemed to bail out a little early even.
You got to...
Real confident in her ability to judge balls and strikes. She's going to end up on first base, though, as the other lefty, number 3, Bethany Keene, pops up.
Yeah, and I don't think Bobian missed her spot there. I think she hit where she wanted, just didn't get the call. I mean, that's a pitch right on the edge. You make the hitter think about it. Just didn't quite get the benefit of the doubt. Now Keene up there hit one hard to third. It was a double play to end the first inning, her first time up, and she's way out in front. Gets the changeup and puts it over towards the dugout of the Bulls 0-1. It's the first base runner to reach since Leistel had an infield single in the first. Piero waiting down there on first base.
Yeah, we got a real shootout going here. In the bottom of the 4th, Michigan leads 1-0.
Piero 6 for 6 on steals a year ago. In a tight game, you might see that come into play. That pitch a little outside, 1-1. The strike zone's been a little all over the place. Tighter at some points, wider at others.
Yeah, Bobian really seems to be getting pinched.
Yeah, especially on that outer edge to lefties. 1-1, runner on first. 1 out. Bobian winds up, runner goes. Carson late getting to it, and the runner will get to second with ease. It was called a strike, though, 1-2. Seemed like Carson didn't realize what was going on.
Looked like Carson spent a little extra second framing that one.
Which, in some case, you might take just the strike. If you can get a strikeout here.
Carson showing off the arm, though. Still almost got her after the long wait.
Yeah, it's a good-looking arm. Her throws, we saw a throwback to first yesterday. Been very fast and on point. 1-2 coming. Keene went around. That's a strike 3. 2 gone here in the 4th.
Yeah, pretty obvious she went around there. Tried to stop herself and ended up just turning pretty much all the entire rest of the way around.
Now that brings up Madison Emerson with 2 outs and a runner on second. USF trailing 1-0, trying to grind out a run here to tie the game. And now it's a conversation between the third base coach and the home plate umpire. Don't think there's been a change. Piero's still down there at second. And Epperson's going to get in the batter's box. Not sure what they were talking about. Epperson, a righty, against Bobian, the lefty. Runner on second.
Yeah, Epperson not too productive last year. Had a .063 batting average.
First pitch is just a little low. Left it right around the knee line. Perhaps a bit below the knees and towards the ankles. As you mentioned, 1 for 16, Epperson, last season. Grounded out to third. Back in the second, she led off that inning. Bobian puts the ball in the glove, the windup, the pitch, lined into left field. That's going to tie the game. Runner will score. It'll be a long single, and this game is knotted at 1 apiece.
USF crowd is hyped up after that one. The dugout is coming out onto the field. This game is tied up. After both teams going scoreless for the first 3, both have racked up 1 run here in the 4th. Bobian going to look to cut it at that with 2 outs.
And that's the first ball that's left the infield today for USF. Epperson lines one up and puts it in left field. And this is where Michigan, leaving the bases loaded in the top of the 4th, looms large. Epperson down there at first, and this home crowd getting fired up. Riley Gore now in the batter's box. Bobian winds up, and Gore hits one right over to third. Uten to it quickly. Got to make a nice play across the diamond for the out, but USF strikes back. Crowd fired up. We'll go to the 5th, tied at 1.
Would have liked to see that ground out about 30 seconds ago.
Yep. USF gets 1 run on 1 hit. A walk and a hit in that inning. Bobian still looks pretty good, but just didn't quite have it in total command in that frame. Now Michigan will send the offense back up there. It'll be Rodriguez, Blair, and Jimenez.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Bobien didn't really have any control. She has been getting pinched in this game. It's been pretty obvious so far. But she does look a lot more in control and a lot more confident than she did yesterday. She got kind of shaken up in her first appearance. Glad to see her bounce back, though.
Korrok goes back out there, and Michigan really. She's at 64 pitches through 4, and that was after 15 through 2. You do the math, 49 pitches over the last 2 innings. Wolverines finally getting a bit more patient. They were rewarded with it with a run in that 4th, but they left the bases loaded after Thais Gonzalez struck out swinging. They had a couple crucial strikeouts from Uten and Rodriguez in that frame. Korrok, as we mentioned last year, was excellent. 1.14 ERA. Had a tough first game against Illinois State, and that's another factor to think about with this USF team is 0-2 on the season. This is a team that made the tournament last year. They got to come into this game with a lot of excitement, energy, and anger, trying to get that first win of the season. There's a called strike to Natalia Rodriguez as we start the top of the 5th.
Yeah, it should be noted Rodriguez, the switch hitter, is currently batting right-handed.
Yeah, righty against the righty.
Yeah, but no, I agree entirely. USF has something to prove in this game. 0-2 to start the year. Everybody kind of thought, they're hosting this tournament. They're going to come in and, kind of sweep through. The big obstacles would have been Michigan and Florida. They got tuned up by an Illinois State team that they, probably expected to come out here and blow out.
A pitch inside, 1-1. They lost to Illinois State and then dropped a close 3-2-1 to Fresno State last night. Natalia looks at another strike, 1-2. Rodriguez walked in the 3rd. Was stranded at 2nd after she stole a bag. Trying to get on and keep things moving here. Lexi Blair on deck. 1-2 coming. Rodriguez looks at a called strike 3 on the outer edge. It's a backwards K, and now Korrok's got 6 strikeouts here with 1 out in the 5th.
Yeah, it's the second one we've seen this game from the Wolverines. Not something you saw much in the first 3 games so far in this Invitational. They do strike out quite a bit, but they go down swinging, usually being aggressive. It's going to bring up Lexi Blair, 0 for 2 on the day. She's got a fresh count against Korrok.
There's a called strike. Lexi hasn't looked totally comfortable yet this weekend. An opportunity to do it. The 1 out in the top of the 5th. This is a tight game, and you can feel it's going to be a pitcher's battle till the end. Michigan took a 1-0 lead, seeded it back with a big 2-out single by Madison Emerson. Blair went around 0-2, and you can just see she's not seeing the ball really well right now.
Yeah, as most of you probably know, Lexi Blair had an absolute phenomenal season last year, hit over 400. Has been really struggling so far this weekend.
0-2 count. Plate protection mode now. The windup, the pitch, swing and a miss. 3 strikes and you're out. Now Julia Jimenez comes up, singled back to start the 4th, and the Michigan dugout just trying to get some energy back in their side. Jimenez strides up to the plate, puts the back foot in and then the front foot. 7 pitches to get 2 outs thus far for Korrok in this frame, but there's a ball low to Jimenez.
Yeah, Jimenez 1 for 2 in this game, like you said, single in her single back in the first inning, strikeout in their last at bat swinging. Here comes Korrok again with the 1-0 delivery.
And Jimenez pops that one up in the infield. Korrok calls for it, and she'll make the play. A 1-2-3 inning for USF. And they will go to the bottom of the 5th, game tied at 1. And you can tell Michigan is just trying to fight and keep this intensity level up against a team in USF that came out ready to play. And it's a battle right now.
Yes, the first time we've seen Michigan's bats go cold all weekend, really. They put up 11 runs last game against a very good Florida team. Before that, they put up 5 or 6. They've been hitting the ball very well. This game, they're just struggling a little bit, only 1 run through 5 innings.
Brooke Hartman will lead off, followed by Ledbetter and then Maldonado in the bottom of the 5th. Approaching the 7 o'clock hour, this game going by rather quickly. And there's a chant going on with the USF fans. Bobien overall 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 run, 3 strikeouts. Only 48 pitches. She's been really good so far. Only 1 ball to leave the infield. Unfortunately, that ball was a single that was able to score a run. That's the 1 ball she'd like to have back thus far, but you definitely get the sense that one of these teams is going to have to show something they haven't yet to get this lead.
No, exactly. It's really just going to come down to what team starts making mistakes. Neither team has made a defensive error yet. Both teams have been putting the ball in play. This defense has been very solid and sound all the way around.
Hartman in the batter's box. Lines the bat level up to see Beaubien. First pitch bounces in. Hartman grounded out to third. The last out of the second inning. This bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9, all 0 for 1 so far in the game. They've got the USF Bulls chant going on over there. 1-0 count. Hartman watches that one, I guess a little inside, 2-0.
That one looked good from up here. Beaubien just a straight fastball down the middle.
Might have rode in a little bit towards the uniform, but it's the only explanation I have. Beaubien checks the wristband, spins the ball in the left hand. The wind up, the 2-0, swinging a foul back to the screen.
Off the mask of Carson.
She goes over to reclaim the ball, 2-1. You'd like to see a quick 1-2-3 inning from Beaubien here. Get back in the groove after she had notched a couple 1-2-3 innings before things got a little tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams have been playing pretty equally so far. I mean, everything is pretty much tied. Score is still 1-1. Both teams have 3 hits. Neither team has an error. It's about as close as you can get. That pitch, a called strike at the knee, is going to bring the count to 2-2 for Beaubien.
Yeah, the crowd not a big fan of that. Maybe getting one back on what was the 2-0 pitch. It was called a ball. 2-2 count. Beaubien winds up the pitch. Change up, just tapping it down into the dirt off speed. Now Beaubien gets the ball back from Carson. Swings the left arm around, keep it warm. Now checks the wristband, how she's going to attack the number 7 hitter, third baseman Brooke Hartman.
I'd imagine the changeup comes back again.
2-2, and she goes to the fastball instead upstairs and fouled back to the screen. 66 miles an hour there from Beaubien. Took a bit off of that one, the rise ball.
Hartman hasn't been able to catch up to really anything Beaubien's tossed at her. She's been late on everything, barely just poking everything away.
2-2. A wind up. The pitch, swinging a ground ball over to short. Got to be a tough play for Rodriguez, but she makes it across the diamond, 1 out.
Nice play there by Rodriguez. Sound footwork. Brought her feet through the ball. Nice play all around.
And now we might have a pinch hitter here. Have to see. Yep, it's going to be, looks like number 24 for USF's going to be coming in here for Ledbetter. Take a look at the roster.
Looks like her last name is South Florida.
That looks like Aaliyah A.J. Carter.
That was close.
Carter will hit here with 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 Michigan and USF. A.J. Carter is ready to stand in. Megan Beaubien looks over to third. Sees how she's going to attack Carter. First pitch called strike on the outside edge. Nice delivery there to get ahead 0-1. Beaubien looks into the dugout, gets the signs from Jen Brundage. 0-1, wind up. The pitch fouled straight back 0-2, late swing there.
I think the radar gun might be a bit broken on that one. That
Megan
Beaubien fastball says 38 miles an hour.
Yeah, not quite.
Might want to check that one out.
0-2 count. Desiree Maldonado on deck. The windup, the pitch, swing and a miss. Chased the rise ball upstairs. And an easy strikeout there for Megan Beaubien. Now 2 down. So we go to the final hitter in the order, Maldonado.
Yeah, not too sure what A.J. Carter was swinging at there. Kind of a lacy swing. Bobian seemed frustrated as soon as she threw the ball. Knew that one got away from her, but Carter bailed her out. Maldonado stepping up now, number 0.
The shortstop. A lot of hair there down the back of the jersey, covering up almost the entirety of her number 0. First pitch is outside, 1-0. 1-1 the score. Both teams with 3 hits and 1 run on the board, no errors. It's been a tight, well-played game. Maldonado looks at one down, 2-0. Anna Marie Bruni waiting on deck. Bobian toes the rubber. Maldonado fouls it straight back. Carson grabs it out of the air after it bounces off the mesh netting. 2-1.
Yeah, Maldonado 0 for 1 so far in this game.
Again, Bobian peers in at Hannah Carson. Ball in the glove, the windup, the 2-1, swinging a high pop-up. It's going to arc out of play, though. Bounce off that patio area.
Lou Allen took off after that one like she was going to get there. Yeah. Hate to break it to you, Lou, probably not. That one's a little too far.
2-2 count.
Carson's going to call timeout and go chat with Megan Bobian for a minute.
Again, you'd love to get one more strike here. Get a 1, 2, 3 inning. Send the bats back up there. Michigan will have 3, 4, 5. Allen, Overitis, and Uten. Two and two, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Bobian winds up. The pitch, just a tad inside, 3-2. Michigan dugout wanted that one.
Yeah, I think this whole side of the stadium wanted that one. Michigan fans showing some discontent. Bobian checking the wristband as she steps back in. Full count, 2 outs.
3-2, Maldonado hits it just foul. Little out in front of it, timed up the fastball, and just yanked it into foul ground. Bobian gets the ball back. We'll have a payoff pitch one more time, longer at bat here. Still in a really good spot pitch count-wise to go the distance and potentially extras if necessary with the way she's managing pitch count right now. South Florida's put a lot of balls in play. 3-2 on the way, just a little high. And now runner on with 2 outs for Anna Marie Bruni.
Yeah, that's a tough at-bat for Megan Bobian. She got ahead early, just slipped that one, allowed Maldonado to fight her way all the way back and eventually work a walk after some foul balls.
Now Bruni, of course, is going to put this ball in play. Slapper single in the infield and then a 4-3 put out at second base. Now we might have a pinch runner coming into this game.
Yeah, we have about 4 different conferences going on.
Maldonado's still down there at first, and she is a shortstop, so you'd expect her to be able to stay in, but I just don't know what all the talking has been. They've gone to the umpire, Steve Gold, a couple times to talk about stuff, but not sure what. There haven't been any substitutions recently since the A.J. Carter pinch hit. Bruni now comes up with a runner on first, 2 outs in the inning. And that one popped up going down the line, and it will arc foul and out of play.
My little man in the Michigan shirt can't quite go after that one. That one ended up in the bushes.
Yep, just a little in front of him there. Bruni steps out.
Looks like he's yelling at somebody to go get it for him. 0-1 count to Bruni.
Maldonado down there at first, 0-1 count. Only just a little outside that is in a tight corner all day long. 1-1 the count. Bobian still wearing that pink bandana around the high forehead. Into her hair, steps back on. Bruni stands at 5'8". A taller presence in that batter's box. 1-1 count. The windup The pitch, Bruni laces this one into left field. That one's going to get down over Blair's head and off the wall. Maldonado headed to third, waving her home. Rodriguez throw to the plate. She will be
What a play!
Out at the plate. What a relay. And Michigan, for the second time this weekend, nabs a runner at the plate. Natalia Rodriguez on the relay. Lexi Blair threw it in. She fires it to the plate and pretty clearly out, sliding in.
Nat Rod said, sit down. What a throw from behind the infield dirt. Just an absolute line towards home plate to get her up.
And so Korrok will go back out there. The game still tied at 1. Anna Marie Bruni, USF's best hitter, stroked one into the corner, but boy, oh boy, really nice play. 1-1 to the top of the 6th.
What a play to save a run. You can hear the Michigan fans cheering, giving Nat Rod an ovation as she comes back down into that dugout. And the Go Blue chant starts back up. Looks like it is going to be Korrok coming back out to pitch for USF, going to come back in for another inning. This is going to be her coming in for the top of the 6th. Up to bat for Michigan, we're going to have our 3-4-5 hitters, Lou Allen, Overitis, and then Maddie Uten, junior, sophomore, and senior respectively. Michigan fans still hyped up as they continue cheering. The Lou chants come from the stands. Hutch currently having a conversation with somebody. And they're going to get set here to play as Lou steps into the batter's box. Korrok spinning the ball in her right hand, stepping into the circle.
First pitch to Lou Allen is down low. Michigan now, this is kind of a replay of the game against Illinois State where Michigan has a really huge play to turn the tide of momentum. Can they translate that as Lou Allen swings and misses on the check swing? Another pitch low, 1-1. She actually was against Georgia State, excuse me. Allen swings and misses, 1-2. Fooled by the off speed again. It was an 8-2-5 put out yesterday, or 8-4-2 put out rather, yesterday to get Grace Kittrell at the plate in the 5th inning. Michigan put 4 more on the board in the bottom of the 6th to make it 6-1 the final. Allen swings, hits this one. Backhand play with the second baseman. Throw across the diamond in time. This is just some phenomenal defense right here.
Yeah, great play there by Piero, getting deep in the hole. Able to take advantage of the lack of speed from Lou Allen. Nice play altogether, though.
Yep, just about any other player in the Michigan lineup is on first right now. But Allen not quite able to leg that one out. Now up comes Morgan Overitis. Michigan looking for a big hit as these teams are dueling right now in a 1-1 defensive battle.
Got some more cheers starting out of the Michigan dugout. Some Let's Go Blue cheers.
And they're just trying to match the intensity level right now of USF. Overitis at the plate. First pitch, she smokes this one into right field, a base hit. And Morgan Overitis is aboard. Her first hit of the game.
Gore, the right fielder, looked like she was going to come up gunning for first. First baseman just wasn't paying attention, though. Had to wheel back on that one.
Yeah, also wasn't going to have a play anyway. Overitis was pretty clearly there in time. Now Maddie Uten comes to the plate. Runner on first, 1 out. Top of the 6th, 1-1 game. And they do that Maddie, Maddie chant down in the dugout. She shows bunt, pulls it back, and a pitch high.
Good read there by Uten.
Looks like Abby Skvar's also wearing that same pink bandana as Bobian down in the dugout. And a Carson in the on-deck circle. Uten, 1-0 count. And she swings and misses. Chased one upstairs. Uten today, a pair of strikeouts. One looking, one swinging. And not a good swing right there.
Yeah, it was a hard swing, but not a quality swing. She did chase that one high.
The rise ball got her upstairs. Now down there at first is Wolverines with one out. She's in a track stance. Pinching to see if Michigan sends her. Uten shows bunt again. Fouls it back to the screen. 1-2. Michigan's hit a couple balls hard in this inning. Lou Allen robbed of a base hit at second.
Gonna have a timeout called here.
Yep, Bonnie Thole comes over to talk to Uten. Korrok now over 80 pitches. She's at 81 with 3 having been thrown in this at-bat, and starting to see some casual warming up down in the USF bullpen. Just soft toss, though, right now. I have to think Korrok has quite a bit in the tank. So does Bobie, and these two pitchers dueling, but Michigan's got a runner on. USF so close to taking the lead in the bottom of the 5th. The Michigan's defense remains stellar. Now digging back in. Uten looking for that big hit. 1-2 pitch just outside, 2-2.
Good leave there by Uten.
She's got the power. Got up to 7 home runs a year ago.
Yeah, the left-handed senior looking to do some damage here as the 2-2 count comes.
The pitch, she's way out in front of that one. Off speed in the dirt. That's 3 strikeouts today for Uten. Now Hannah Carson will come up, and it'll be interesting to see if they do try and send Wolverines, try to get some movement going. Hannah Carson singled in the infield to score a run. That's Michigan's only run of the game. That came back in the top of the 4th. Both teams have put 1 on the board in the 4th, otherwise all zeros. First pitch, she takes a ball outside.
Carson seemed to ask for time there. The umpire didn't give it to her. She stepped back in the box. Luckily, that pitch, nothing she would have really done with it anyways. It's low and in the dirt. We'll reset here as the count goes to 1-0 as Korrok spins the ball in her hand. Here's the windup.
That pitch high, head level, 2-0. Carson working this count well.
Michigan grinding down Georgina Korrok, making her throw more pitches. She's got to be getting tired soon.
Just need one mistake. 2-0, Carson swings, hit this one. Hard hop into short. That one's going to trickle into the outfield. Get cut off by the center fielder. Throw in to the infield. That'll be a double, as it was an infield hit that was hit very hard. And Desiree Maldonado stands just 5'3", and that ball took a moon hop right over her noggin. It rolled into the gap in left center, and now Michigan's got runners on second and third. Haley Hogenrod at the plate.
Yeah, nothing Maldonado can do there. She made the right play, came up towards the ball, but it just took a bad hop, as you said. Bounced right over her head, and that ball was ripping towards the outfield.
And a really nice job of the center fielder, Bruni, to get over there and get that one after it rolled by Leistel. And if it had gotten by Bruni, a run would score. But instead, they managed to hold the runners at second and third. But now Haley Hogenrod, can she deliver a huge single that could put Michigan up 3-1? Also have to watch for a potential wild pitch. Hogenrod swings and misses. Nice job by Korrok to start her off with the off speed when she was thinking fastball. It buries itself in the dirt down and outside. And Hutch comes over, I think talking to Haley, but the umpire took off his mask as well. Abby Skvars has moved into the on-deck circle for Thais Gonzalez here in the top of the 6th. 2 on, 2 out, 0-1 count. The windup, the pitch fouled off right in on the hands, and now ahead in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, you know, as big as that hit by Carson was, we didn't score. We still have 2 runners on.
Yep.
Wolverines is sitting over there on third base, and Carson over on second. This is going to be a big at-bat here for Haley Hogenrod.
0-2 count, plate protection mode. Haley's 0 for 1 with a walk today. Can she find a big, big hit? 0-2 coming. Just off the plate outside. That is another gutsy take from Haley Hogenrod.
Yeah, that's one you'd like to see your player get after. 0-2, that's a really close pitch to take. USF's fans unhappy with that call.
And she left it up to Steve Gold and came out alive. Now down in the count 1-2. This is pitch number 90 on the game. Hoganrod fouls it back. Went off speed again, and she just managed to loop it back towards the netting. Count stays 1-2, but Hoganrod up there aggressive, the number 7 hitter for the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, Hoganrod, a very disciplined player. She's going to waste anything she doesn't want until she gets her pitch.
1-2, got her up high, and Hoganrod watches it, and Michigan strands 2 more. They've left 6 on, 2 more in scoring position, and we go to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 1.
Yeah, Michigan has had so many opportunities in this game. And a game that's tied 1-1, you know, if you leave runners on in a game like last game where you're up, 8 runs over Florida, it's not too big of a deal. But in a 1-1 tight game like this, you can't be leaving runners on, especially against a good USF team and a good pitcher like Georgina Korrok.
Now Bobian goes back out there. Michigan needs her to put another goose egg up there and let the hitters go back out there. 1-1 game headed to the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, it's a tough string of events for the Wolverines. We're looking to bounce back here on the defensive end as Bobian is set to take the circle here for what will be her 6th inning of action in this game.
Last inning she got, really the last 2 innings, she's gotten the first hitters out, got the first 2 out last inning, but then ceded a walk in each of these last 2 innings, and she's run into trouble. It's because she's given up a walk and then has run into some problems. 1-1 count. She checks the wristband. She's got 2, 3, 4, Leistel, Piero, and Keene here. First pitch just a little off the plate, 1-0.
Leistel is kind of creeping up towards the front of that box there as that pitch came in. Not really running up to slap, but more so just creeping.
She had an infield single in the first, 1-3 putout. Using that speed, put the ball in play. That one a little inside, 2-0. Man.
Bobian really getting squeezed here as in towards these later innings. Bobian set for the 2-0. Looks like you're going to have to go right at Leistel. That
2-0, down and away, 3-0. But, I mean, those are as on the corner as you can get. And
yeah.
Just not getting the calls right now.
Bobian can't buy a strike call right now. Going to have to fight her way back out of this 3-0 hole.
3-0 called strike.
Leistel started running down towards first base, almost dropped her bat. She thought that was ball 4.
Bobian back on, checks the wristband, spins the ball in the left hand. 3-1 count, trying to start this inning in a good spot. Leistel fouls it straight back. Late swing.
And here's the resilience of Megan Bobian, down in that 3-0 hole right away, but has fought her way back to a full count. Leistel no longer in control here.
Ball in the glove. 3-2 coming, fouled back.
It's the first time this at bat you've seen Leistel go towards that slap approach.
Three and 2 the count. Full count pitch again, fouled back. Bobian entered this inning at 68 pitches, now about to be at 75. but still in a great position to go deep into extras even.
Yeah, absolutely. Those first couple innings really helped her out. 15 pitches through the first 2.
Uten drawn in at the line. 3-2 count. Pitch, and it's going to be chopped up the middle for a base hit into center field. USF crowd fired up. Leistel gets on. Just a high hopper that dribbles into the outfield. Infield drawn in, weren't able to get that one. And the USF chant starting, this hometown crowd fired up.
Yeah, very similar play to what just happened to Maldonado. That ball just bounces right over the head of Rodriguez. Nothing she can really do there.
Runner on first, nobody out in the bottom of the 6th, and the speed of Leistel over there, that's something to watch. Carson was late getting the ball out for a previous steal attempt. First pitch, I guess high?
Yeah, it looked a little bit high. The check swing didn't go quite all the way around. That's going to be called for ball 1.
Carson jumped up ready to throw down. Beaubien checks the wristband. Lining the bat up. Piero takes that one low, I guess, 2-0.
Nice frame there by Carson. The home plate umpire not biting on that one. USF has really yet to test Hannah Carson's arm. Really, anybody has yet to test Hannah Carson's arm. I mean, USF had that one stolen base early. Hannah Carson spent most of her time trying to frame the pitch. Did get the strike call, but was much too late on the throwdown.
Brundage goes out to talk to Beaubien. 2-0 count, runner on first. Nobody out. Looks like both Chandler Dennis and Alex Duraco out there warming up for Michigan. And you don't feel like Beaubien is off right now.
No, she's not at all. I think it's mostly due to the fact that it has gotten a little colder here.
Yeah.
You know, trying to stay literally stay warm if they need to go. This game might go to extras as it is still tied here through 5.5, bottom half of the 6th inning.
And when she is missed, she's only missing by an inch or two here or there. 2-0, that one is looped in the air right to Natalia Rodriguez for the first out.
Yeah, Nat Rod didn't really have to do too much there besides put her glove up. That ball kind of came right to her.
Now that'll bring up Bethany Keene. Big first out for Beaubien. Leistel still down there at first.
Yeah, if the Wolverines could turn a double play here, that'd be huge. Save Beaubien's pitch count and obviously get through the meat of this lineup.
Now this will be pitch number 80 from Megan Beaubien. Korrok was just over 90 as these starters still in good shape. First pitch from Keene, grounded over to Rodriguez. That could be 2. Flip to second one, no play on the relay. Overrightis taken out by the slide of Leistel, but now 2 outs in the inning.
It's the exact pitch you want if you're Megan Beaubien. Get their cleanup, get something low in the zone. You know they're not going to be able to put it out. They're just going to have to put it on the ground, and that's where you make those plays.
Now that brings up Madison Emerson, 1 for 2 with the biggest hit of the game for USF. That game-tying single with 2 outs in the 4th. The one at bat that Beaubien would like back. She missed her spot. Epperson made her pay for it. First pitch right down the pipe for strike 1.
Yeah, that's about the only time all day Beaubien's missed her spot. She's been dead on, just hasn't been getting too many calls.
Steps back on the rubber. Still pitching in command. 1-1 game, 2 outs, runner on first. Bottom of the 6th. The windup, the 0-1. Little high and outside. 1-1. Next game after this one will be Georgia State USF. Georgia State has been out in the outfield for hours.
Yeah, we've got some players doing some calisthenics, some dynamic warm-up stretches.
1-1 way high. That might be the most Beaubien's missed by all day. Carson jumps up to snare it, keep the runner at first. The one nice thing about that fielder's choice is that you get Leistel off the base paths, replace her with Keene, which is a much better trade-off for Michigan's defense, getting the speed of Leistel off the base paths. Keene had 0 stolen bases a year ago, 0 attempts. Epperson pokes this one down the line foul, 2-2.
Like we said, Epperson only had a .063 batting average last year, but this year, or at least this game, she's come out swinging. She's ready to go.
Yeah, she's had some good swings, probably the best swings of anybody on the team besides Bruni, who you kind of expect for USF. Now Beaubien, one strike away from getting out of the bottom of the sixth and sending the Michigan offense back up there. The windup, the 2-2 just glides a little high, and now the count runs full. Riley Gore on deck. Now Beaubien have to come back in the zone and challenge the hitter, Epperson.
There's that coveted changeup, 18-mile-an-hour difference between the fastball and the change.
An even 50 on that one. 3-2 coming. Epperson looks at it. Strike three.
Nice pitch there by Beaubien. She is amped up.
If that one was not a strike, there was going to be a riot on the Michigan dugout, but a long, long wind-up motion from Gold right there. And we will go to the seventh. Tied at 1. Whole Michigan team meets for a team meeting before we head to the top of the seventh. It'll be Gonzalez, Rodriguez, and Blair here in just a moment.
Yeah, this game is about as even as you can get. Neither team scored in the first, neither team scored in the second or the third. In the fourth inning, both teams put up 1 run.
Beaubien gets ready to stamp back on. Looks into the dugout. Pitch low.